there, Master Hellish here, and welcome back to my Minecraft Let's Play here on the Viewer Plus server. If you want to know more about Viewer Plus, go to masterhellish.net and check it out. But here we are, and we're cracking on. So the world map looks a bit funny because I've only partially explored part of it, but we're getting on with various different projects. And one of the projects that we've done recently is we finished the slime farm. So let's take a look at that. So there we have it, with probably less than a quarter of the spawning platforms and not everything lit up round here. This thing's already working quite well, which is really nice. So if we just want a little bit of slime to keep us going, we can just leave it like this. But if we ever need lots of slime, we can just add the other platforms and continue to light up the area. And I've now built a little room that comes in from the AFK station, and in here we've got slime lighting up the walls with a little bed and stuff, and of course we've got a portal, a little bit of stairs up to the surface, and we've got our storage. And it looks like we've got a half decent amount of slime in here, so I'm actually going to take some with us. Now, in addition to slime, this farm is an also accidental glow squid farm. We noticed this as we was building it, that glow squids were spawning in the waterways and getting just suffocating and coming through. So we've actually got a nice little supply of glow ink as well. And this is important for today, because one of the things I've wanted to do recently is improve the signage around the server. And because this is a community server, not just a single player for me, there's lots of signs that tell people where they are, or how to get to stuff, or how to use contraptions that we've got. And they've all got signs, or need signs. And like here, this should really have a sign that says where this portal goes to. But it doesn't. I mean, we've got a sign here that says that this is the miscellaneous and overflow chest. Nearly all of our sorting systems have them in case something gets in there that you don't want or something. Anyway, now we've got glow ink, we can get on with that, because when you use glow ink on a sign, it goes all fantastic and glowy, and I've been wanting to do that to make it look just so much better. So let's take that back to the industrial district and back to my workshop, and let's do a quick fly down this tunnel, and we very quickly get to the nether hub. So the lower section of the nether hub is where we've got our farms. So we've got slime farm, blaze farm, and witch farm from the lower part of the nether hub. And the upper section we've got the savannah ranch, We've got the Mob Zone, Trade Town and Brandon Castle. We've got Sixer's Base, who's decided to decorate his portal already, which is... not portal, sorry, corridor. It's actually really nice what he's done there. That's cool. People can decorate their own stuff. The only problem is that this block's going to interfere with the railway if we add a railway to his tunnel. We've got the industrial district and we've got the logging mill. So we're going to take the cart down to the industrial district because that's where we need to go. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get these ink sacks and we're going to get a load of signs. And one of the other things we're going to need is dyes. So how are we going to get all the dyes that we need for this project? Well, luckily for us, if we just nip out of our escape hatch and head over to the mob farm, in the mob farm we get a lot of bones. And look, yep, the mob farm is completely full. The miscellaneous and overflow is completely full. You see how sometimes we get raw chicken in here because of the chicken jockeys and stuff? This is why we have a miscellaneous. And you can actually hear the clicking up there of the overflow destroying items. We've got that many. But anyway, bones can be crafted into bone meal and bone meal can be crafted into white dye. So that is one of the dyes that we can easily get. We've got like so much bones here. More than we need. We've got way too much. So we've got all the bone meal and white dye we're going to need. And then over here at the iron farm, which we also upgraded by moving the villagers up and adding a zombie. There was a quick upgrade. So we've also got these 2 high flowers, and when you bone meal a 2 high flower, you get more of the flower, and those flowers you can then turn into dyes. So that's a magenta dye right there. Now these are the only 4 flowers that you can do that with in Java Minecraft. So we have, I think it's light pink, magenta, yellow and red. So we can get all of those dyes just by having bone meal. Okay. And I'm getting attacked by phantoms. We'll sort that out in a minute. Go away. I would say nobody likes you, but loads of people voted for you for some reason. I have no idea. Go. Anyway. Let's head back. Let's head back. There we go. So, before I was rudely interrupted, we've got magenta dye, red dye, pink dye, yellow dye, and white dye. And with all of them, we can actually make another dye, orange dye. So we've got 6 dyes there just from bone meal, which we have near infinite amounts of. So to me, they're the ones that we're going to work with. So I'm going to get them all gathered together, along with our glow ink and also with some signs. And we're going to make a little sign production area down here. And there we go. I suppose I could also turn this into white dye. There we are. So now we've got a few chests in the workshop here, down in the tall section. We might not keep it here, might move it, might change the way it looks, but for now this will do. So we've got everything we need here. We've got 6 dyes, and we've got the glow ink and the signs. Now the question is, which ones are we going to use and what for? So I've prepared a little test wall. There we go. So this is a sign without any ink, but with the... Sorry, without any dyes, but it's got the ink at the top. So we've got normal, white, yellow, red, magenta, orange and pink. And looking at these, I've then given some ideas of what we could use each colour for. So we can color code our signs. So I'm thinking where we've got info and instructions, this one might be good. And then we've got directions, warnings, and like labels of places. Now these were, I chose these because I kind of just felt like it would be good. Like this yellow one just stands out at quite a distance. So well, actually these middle three do stand out at quite a distance. The yellow, red, and magenta. I wanted red for warnings, so that was out of the question. So then the question was, for directions and like labels, do we want the magenta or the yellow? Now I was avoiding using this natural one because if somebody wanted to just put up a sign, but then also wanted to glow ink, I didn't want it to interfere with our system. I wanted people to have to make more effort to actually be able to do that. So I am now going to try and remember this. We're going to take with us some spare signs. Actually, I've got loads of rubbish in my inventory. Why have I got rubbish in my inventory? Let's put it in a shulker for me to tidy up later. There we go. I'll put my spyglass in the toolbox, I think. Toolbox, toolbox. Put the spyglass in the toolbox. There we go. So if I need a spyglass, I've got one. Yeah, so let's take a load of the birch signs because we've got plenty of room. We've got absolutely plenty glow ink now, so we'll take lots of that. We're probably taking too much. And we need yellow, red, magenta, and white. So let's take 2 yellow, 2 white, 2 red, 2 magenta. And which ones are going to be most common, do you think? Probably info and instructions are going to be more common because you might have 3 or 4 different ones there. Okay, so we've got various different bits and bobs with us. What we'll do is we'll just rearrange things a little bit from my normal layout so that we can have one of each colour on our hotbar as we go around the place. So as long as I remember, like, magenta is the title and yellow is the directions, I think I can remember the rest. So okay, let's start by going over to the mob farm and we'll see what we can do there. I think there's only going to be a title that just introduces you to the farm. Oh no, look, we've got some information here. So yeah, overflow miscellaneous, magenta for the title. There you are. Public mob farm, overflow miscellaneous. And that's it. Jobs are good. And that one was an easy one. That one was an easy one. But I'm sure we're going to have other ones that are not so easy. So let's just nip into the nether. And with the nether, look, we've got AFK mob platform, AFK area. That's directions. So that wants to be yellow. This actually isn't labelled. And in theory it shouldn't really need to be labelled. But I'm going to label it anyway. Because like everybody should know that this is the industrial district. So let's do that now. And there we are. And because we're giving directions, this is a directional sign. It's the industrial district is this way. This one I did the wrong colour, so we'll change that one as well. And we'll help over to the nether hub. See, they stick out from a while away. Like you're gonna notice that there's a sign there. I also chose to do everything on birch signs. I don't like the stem of the birch sign, but you don't usually have that problem. So we're just going to quickly go around the nether hub with the yellow, and then we will glow ink all of these. Oh yeah, I like the yellow. I like the yellow. Oh, 6 has decorated his sign with some dashes there. There we go. See, without the glow ink, it's just terrible. Like, you cannot see it from any distance away. Right, Blaze Farm. There we go. slime farm, which we had a look at earlier, and then the witch farm. Brilliant. Now, one of the things that we also need to think about is the stuff on the roof of the nether, and that one's going to be a little bit more complex. Oh, look, here we go. Assigned to spawn. Spawn is this way. Okay, let's go up to the top. East Nether Hub, yeah. See, we're just going to end up having to do this all over the place. We've got one here that says Nether Roof, Golden Trading and Hoglin Farms. So let's do that. And then I think we should be pretty much good for the most part. There's a few other places that we're going to have similar things. And then, I don't know... I was going to do like a hall of conventions at some point on the server. Like, it's a hall that people can visit so that they can find out about these conventions that we have on the server. Like, we do think, oh, there's no label for back down to overworld here. So, down to spawn overworld. Of course, overworld. Actually, just down to spawn. We don't need to say it's the overworld, do we? Because it's a nether portal. You know you're going to the... You know you're going to be going there, don't you? One thing I'd love to be able to do in Minecraft is edit a sign. Like, if you click a sign with a sign, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? So this one doesn't want to be back down to overworld. It wants to be down to spawn. And we're saying down because there is a nether portal down there and a nether portal up here. And sometimes I feel it's actually quicker to nip in this portal, come back out, and go back in the portal on the other side rather than use this slow here. So this is down to Nether Hub. We'll just label that. And this is over to our Hoglin farm. Now, I don't think there's any signs at the Hoglin farm. No, there isn't. What we need is like signs saying go up to AFK space here, and this is like temporary chest, and there's no signs on the storage. But I'm actually going to rework the storage here, and the platforms up above. I think we're going to add a couple more platforms. So I'm not going to label this just now. We're going to leave that, and the last thing we're going to do today is do the golden trading farm. So here you can see an example of the actual birch stem. This is one of the few places where we've got the birch stem. Like I said, I don't like it, so we might move these signs and put them on a block. But for now, we'll just leave them as they are, because there we go. So this is the public gold. So all the public farms where we built as a community, where people can just go and take whatever they want, are always labelled public. If it's not labelled public, somebody else built it, and you need to speak to them. That's the way we do it. So we just go this way a little while, and we have to come up to the landing platform. Oh, a bit more. Overcooked it, in we come. Fantastic. And as you can see, we've got all different things going on here. So this is the public bartering farm. This is our first magenta label. And then I think we're going to... These ones are all going to be white because they're all informational. So here, when you take a glance at these signs, you can see that one is different, and it's the label for the public bartering farm. This is directional, so it's telling you go up to the gold farm. Miscellaneous and overflow section here. We've got a massive miscellaneous and overflow section in the bartering system, and the reason is that these items are not stackable. So if they were stackable, then we'd probably only have one row. Let's nip up the top. Oh, we've got this one here. We've got a piece of information there. And we've got this. The public gold and XP farms. So let's just give that its label. And we've got aggro pigs with bow and arrow. You can also use a snowball or something, I think. Stand on the gold pressure plate. Well, it's not gold anymore, but never mind. Kill the pigs with a sword. Probably spelt wrong. So at some point, somebody's probably going to correct them. But for now, It will do. You get the idea of how to use the system. It works. In fact, if there's one here, you don't have to use a bow and arrow. You can just punch them, which is all fantastic. Okay, so there we go. That is all the labelling done around here. And I think we're going to call that done for now with the labels. We are going to do like kind of a signage part 2. And that's where we're going to get some banner stuff in. But we're not going to do that just yet. So let's just have a think. Is there any other major place that we might want to go to? You know what? Maybe we should visit the end. We've got... let's just do that double thing that I was talking about. Where we nip in here and do the turnaround. To get down to the nether hub quickly. Out. In. And then... yeah, we're in the nether hub. You know what? I don't think there's actually any other major places we need to do yet. Maybe there's a few signs at the witch farm or something. But what I'll do is we will now head back to the workshop through our secret door. That's not a secret. Like, everybody knows that door's there. And once we're here... it's like, have I got any signs? I was like, we haven't actually done any warning ones yet, have we? They're all just white ones, aren't they? I don't really want white ones there. And I used... see, I'm going to change that to magenta. Because it's a label. This is the Hellish Workshop shop. Once we get trade time going, which should be in a not too distant future, then we'll certainly have more stuff going on there. So I think what we'll do is we'll pick one of these boxes. I'm going to pick the magenta shulker box. And we're going to put like a sign kit in there. So we're going to put the leftover dyes and the leftover ink in there. Which one's that? That's my Silk Touch. Always have my Silk Touch pick handy. There we go. And this, we need to rename this. I put MH in front of all of my boxes just in case I leave it lying around. Somebody knows it's mine for Master Hellish. And this is my signage. There we go. My signage box. So we can put that in there and we can put it behind my lighty box. There we go. Fantastic. That's pretty much it, really. I mean, we don't really need these extra tests. What we might do, or what I think is actually a good idea, is if we just do these ones. So let's just get one of each of these. Yellow, red, and the magenta. We're not actually using the pink one. So, or the orange, but we can make them. So if we want to make just decorative ones, we can do that. So I can go like, oh, I know. You know what? For these ones here, let's just make them orange. Do. There you go. Actually, I quite like that. So we do have a supply of other colours. Maybe we'll try and go crazy and put all the other colours in things, but I'm not sure. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I want some glow ink. Do. It's not possible to use glow ink on something you've already used glow ink on. So there we go. We can get rid of these tests now. We don't need them. Pop. And we've got a note of the colours that we use. I mean, to be honest, I think I'll remember that because I'm using it and I'm seeing it on a regular basis. But there we go. So phase 2 of this will be to start using banners. It'll be start using banners, and we're going to start trying to spell out words with banners. We do have a bit of banner stuff that we've got lying around from doing the banners on the world map. But I want to try and spell out letters with banners so that when you come to the industrial district, somewhere near the entrance, there's a sign that just says industrial district. And when you go over that way to a lane space, It says logging camp, or whatever she wants to call it. But as the sun is setting in the sky, that is another job done here on the server, which means we're going to have to tick it off our to-do list. And I don't think my to-do list is actually where it's supposed to be. No, it's not there. It's in my chest because I was taking it with me. So, we're doing a transport company, remember? So rail, land, air and sea are the places we're concentrating on. But we also have to do teleportation in Minecraft. That's a method of transport. And navigation. So we've got sign production, which we've got there. The only thing we need for sign production is the wood for the signs, which we get from Elaine, from the logging camp. The glowing sacks, which we now get from the new slime farm. And the dyes, which we get from the existing bone meal. So sign production is done. Okay, so we can tick that off. But banner signs, we need to do still. We still need to do banner signs. Okay, so that's something we'll have to do. I'll pop that on our stand. But it is night time now. We've got lots of different bits and things going on the server. Again, if you want to find out more about Viewer Plus, you can check out the website. But for now, leave all your thoughts, ideas and questions down in the comments section. And I will see you sometime soon. That's all from me. Take care and goodbye.